After months of civil unrest following the killing of George Floyd, many hoping today's sentencing of Derek Chauvin would serve as some sort of closure for the nation. Now many saying they feel no closure from the sentencing of 22.5 years.
Police officers respond to countless calls a day, robberies, traffic accidents, noise complaints, you name it. But police tell me domestic violence calls are among the most deadly.
This bill will now head to the House of Representatives for further consideration. There's no word yet on when a vote could come from the House on this bill. In Providence, Olivia DeRocha, ABC 6 News.
John, this Portsmouth neighborhood has been in complete chaos for nearly 12 hours now. You can see behind me, this is Fairview Lane, where crews are working tirelessly to clear the damage off of these roads. Now, heavy rains Wednesday night caused roads here to completely collapse. Now, some neighbors are completely trapped. Here at Klasky Common Park, a memorial lies in the shape of an R for that teen who went by the nickname Ray Ray. His loved ones tell me this started during a game at a party, and it was all over $10.
Can't believe it went this far.
A dispute over a dice game at a party ending with a murder. 18-year-old Rayshard Normeel Jerome was found early Tuesday at a New Bedford park, stabbed multiple times.
Ray was a good person. He was so positive all the time. He had his kid. He provided for his kid. He loved cooking.
Rayshard's friends telling us what they say led up to the stabbing.
It started off with a party, and then it was over a dice game over like $10. And then they ended up jumping him, and then he got stabbed.
Shouldn't have even happened like this at all. They shouldn't have been in a fight.
No, it was over like $10.
The teens say the stabbing is actually connected to Saturday's shooting at Monty's Park, where a person was injured during a basketball tournament.
That's where it connects. See, I was also there at the Monty's Park. I was on my way to work as it happened, and I was actually seeing him get shot in front of my eyes. I talked to them about it. They told me how it was connected, put it all together, then all led here. With what happened at that party where he got jumped, they tried to settle that, deal with that. Wrong person got involved, and all their members got into this.
On Thursday, detectives could be seen going door to door in the neighborhood around Klasky Common Park. Since the stabbing, 21-year-old Latrell Baskin and a 16-year-old male had been charged with assault and battery with a dangerous weapon.
Ray was a great man. He did not deserve this. He was raising a kid, just getting his life together. Great job.
Now that 21-year-old is being held without bail, and that 16-year-old appeared in juvenile court on Wednesday. The DA's office hasn't yet said whether or not any more arrests have been made. In New Bedford, Amanda Pitts, ABC 6 News. Providence police investigating another shooting Thursday night. Major David LePayton tells ABC 6 the victim, a 26-year-old man, was shot while leaving the Mandarin Garden restaurant on the corner of Chalkstone Avenue and Smith Street just after 7 o'clock.
A young man walking out of the restaurant was approached by two subjects.
Police say the three men had a brief conversation before two subjects opened fire on the victim, striking him multiple times.
Several shots, 2 or 3.
LePayton tells ABC 6 the shooting seems to be targeted, but when these violent crimes happen so close to home, it's important to stay cautious and alert.
I mean, when a crime like this is committed, of course you want to be mindful of the fact in your neighborhood. But like I said, I think this was a targeted incident.
The home where that 13-year-old girl was found is in a quiet beachfront neighborhood in Tiverton, and residents there are shocked by this news. One neighbor telling me off camera that that man responsible has been troubled for some time.
A 13-year-old girl reported missing in Pennsylvania, found here in Tiverton, Rhode Island. Police were alerted by Pennsylvania State Police last week that the girl might be at a home on High Hill Road.
It's a beautiful neighborhood, but it's a very quiet neighborhood. And certainly don't expect horrible things like that.
When officers went to the home, they found that 13-year-old girl in the basement with 19-year-old William Caldwell Stewart. Neighbors not wanting to be on camera, but saying they saw police cruisers outside of the home and thought it was unusual for the area.
No, this is serious stuff. And I'm very sorry that this happened in our nice, quiet, peaceful little neighborhood.
According to police, the two met online, and Stewart picked up the girl from her home in Pennsylvania and made a few stops before arriving in Rhode Island around July 4th. She'd been reported missing for about a week. Detectives found her location by pinging her phone and by the help of the girl's friend, who sent police a Snapchat photo that showed houses in the area of High Hill Road.
Worry about things happening with your kids, and this is tragic. It really is.
Police say Stewart's family members were home at the time, but likely weren't aware of the girl's true age, saying both Stewart and the girl weren't honest about it. After speaking with the 13-year-old, police arrested Stewart and charged him with first-degree child molestation.
I was just imagining what the girl's parents had been dealing with, thinking about the horrible possibilities, and I'm glad she's been returned safe.
Stewart was arraigned on July 8th and ordered held without bail. That girl, police say, has been turned over to DCYF. In Tiverton, Amanda Pitts, ABC 6 News.
Well, one of the world's leading retailers could be coming to our country's smallest state. Johnston, Rhode Island could be the future home of an Amazon location. The town is currently in the works of having a 4 million square foot distribution center to be located right here, just off of Route 6. This forest area off of Hartford Avenue in Johnston could be the future home of a $290 million Amazon facility. The distribution center would create about 1,500 jobs for the area.
Could create a lot of opportunity, tax revenue. It's going to be good for the city.
Now, the deal would include a 20-year tax break for Amazon. It also hopes to benefit the community as a whole. The agreement would include Amazon investing millions into the city.
Rhode Island don't have a lot of resources, bringing one of the distributions, send it to Rhode Island, that's a good idea. I think the closest distribution center is in Fall River. Yes. Yeah, so bringing one to Rhode Island, yeah, that's definitely a good move.
The Johnston Town Council still needs to sign off on the project as a formality before construction can begin, but planning board members don't expect them to object. If all goes as planned, the facility will be up and running come spring of 2023. But not everyone in Rhode Island is on board with bringing Amazon here to the Ocean State. I spoke with a Johnston native who's against this proposal. You'll hear from her coming up on the news at 5. In Johnston, Hector Molina, ABC 6 News. Well, I'm standing here along Route 6 in Johnston, and this forest area you see here to my left could be the home of a more than 4 million square foot Amazon distribution center, a center that could bring more than 1,000 jobs and invest millions into the community. Months of speculation now bringing confirmation. Johnston is planning to add Amazon, one of the world's most valuable brands, to its local economy.
It's going to bring a lot of jobs. That's very important in this economy. There's not too many around.
It's a wonderful idea, and I'm looking very forward to it.
It's kind of obvious. I think it's a good move for everyone involved. I'm sure that they have their opponents and proponents. It depends on your position.
One of those against the proposal is longtime Johnston native Lori Maiello.
Well, I'm not terribly happy about it.
Maiello tells ABC 6 the new distribution center could increase traffic on an already busy road and take away from the small town feel.
It's just going to be too much. Hartford Avenue is already a horrible route. I mean, there's so much traffic and accidents.
According to the property group, construction could involve hundreds of tractor trailers going in and out of the future site.
Like I said, I'm not against Amazon. I'm just not terribly happy to bring more people into this town that used to be a quaint little town.
Now, if all goes to plan, developers in the area hope to have the facility completely up and running by spring of 2023. In Johnston, Hector Molina, ABC 6 News.
Yeah, John, that briefing was held here in Providence at Green Line Apothecary, right down the road on North Main Street. Now, Governor McKee emphasized the importance of getting the vaccine and also announced a new executive order for healthcare workers. Now, McKee says that executive order will enable retired nurses and healthcare workers to re-enter the workforce without sacrificing their pension. The governor has noted the challenges and retention of hiring healthcare workers in the healthcare system that has been difficult this pandemic. An emphasis was put on businesses and venues requiring masks and proof of vaccination status.
This action will secure healthcare settings with expert staff that will provide the best possible care.
Governor McKee also noted that the state's field hospitals are in the preparation phase and ready if we need them. Right now, there are approximately 170,000 eligible Rhode Islanders who have not yet been vaccinated. As the Pfizer vaccine was approved by the FDA earlier this week, Governor McKee says today the science goes to show it's safe to get vaccinated. Now, overall, that message today was to Rhode Islanders to get vaccinated as soon as you can. Reporting live in Providence, Dominique Turner.
On an ordinary summer day in August, TJ Foltz, with his van loaded to the top, has completed the long journey from Pennsylvania to Rhode Island. Now it's time to unload. Case upon case of bottled water. TJ is the founder of Humankind Water, a group that provides clean drinking water to those that need it throughout the world.
It buys wells and filtration systems for folks that don't have any access to clean water in the developing world.
Now, their new campaign, with the help of you and me, is giving clean water to those here in the States.
What we've been able to do this summer is get people to go online to our webpage, and they can buy as much bottled water as they want. Well, why on earth would I buy bottled water that I'm not going to drink because there's a homeless person that needs it more?
And that includes this visit to Lucy's Hearth, a 24/7 shelter for families and children in Middletown.
I think it'll give our families a peace of mind when they're in their travels to know that they have access to fresh water because we'll have it here.
Every one of these heart drops represents a homeless shelter.
35 of them total. And with the almost 20 cases of water being dropped off at Lucy's Hearth, they are well on their way to hitting their 100,000 liters of water to be delivered to those who need it in 26 states by Labor Day.
Even after this bottle goes to the homeless folks, we still give 100% of the net profits to fund wells and filters in other countries. So we're hoping that's going to equate to millions of gallons in the developing world.
John, Governor McKee today comparing beating the pandemic to beating the opposing team in a sports team, saying it all requires teamwork. A familiar message from the governor to Rhode Island high school students on Wednesday. It's time to get the shot.
Here in Johnston to talk about teamwork. And because we know our student athletes are very competitive, I just said hello to them out there, and we want to challenge them to help us in our efforts to get shots in the arms.
Officials especially encouraging the nearly 36,000 student athletes across the state to get vaccinated as we head into this new fall sports season. Today's pop-up clinic location, Johnston, a town that's falling behind in vaccination rates.
It saves lives. And the life that you save may be either your own or someone that you really love, a family member, especially for our youth who has grandparents at home and parents at home.
Students like Emily Inicelli sharing why they got the vaccine when it was available to them, not only to protect their older family members, but also so they can finish off this school year on a high note.
Definitely missing out on sports. It's not just affecting me, it's affecting the teams we play, the other people on my team. And sophomore year, we didn't get to play softball at all. We just got to finish basketball season, and no way I want my senior year to end, even one of the seasons to end short. I just want to be able to play every single game that we can.
Governor McKee saying today that mask mandate for students in schools that's set to expire on Saturday will be renewed, but he didn't say how long that will be renewed for. In Johnston, Olivia DeRocha, ABC 6 News.
Take me out to the ball game, or in this case, to the museum. Today, a stop at the Worcester Art Museum and a new exhibit blending baseball history and style.
When you put it on, it is a way for you to talk about who you are and who you want to be.
Over 170 years of history in the iconic baseball jersey, and you might not associate that with fashion, but one walk through this exhibit and you'll think again.
Imagine that with pants.
Broken up into 3 sections, the exhibit features the early days, including early 1900s Red Sox jerseys.
We really start with the ball players and historically worn, game-worn jerseys.
To throwbacks.
You move into the space where there are fans and celebrities and hip-hop stars and streetwear designers all working on these jerseys.
You never know what you might find.
This is, in fact, movie prop worn by Taron Egerton. The Dodgers uniform is just so pure and beautiful, and it's got this classic script, but then on the back it has Elton and Number One.
This is the hip hop section.
The hip hop section. Hip hop stars selected the jerseys for various different reasons.
Or also, oh my God, who you might find. Like Providence native and fashion designer Amy de Blasio, who has 2 of her pieces featured in this exhibit.
I thought, why does it have to be a men's garment? Why can't it be for a female? So I decided to make a baseball jersey dress.
Amy is also the only woman designer showcased.
It's truly breathtaking. It is a highlight in my career to date. I work really hard in my professional career, and balancing that as a female and a mother, I feel like I just feel so empowered. It's breathtaking. It's remarkable.
So whether you're a huge baseball fan or historian or a fashion buff or maybe even both, this exhibit is definitely worth the trip around the bases.
It gives the people something they can come out and do without having to spend a lot of money. They can enjoy the beautiful weather. They come out, it's a family reunion. They see people they haven't seen in years, especially after the lockdown. It's something important to people.